Even the smallest business is a very serious and responsible process. And in a small business that has been thought through to the smallest detail, there always arise situations that change the course of events and disrupt the plans. Say nothing of medium and large businesses, which consist of 1,000 little things that should be developed and managed in a planned and purposeful manner. In 2015, Unitsky String Transport existed only in scientific works of its creator. Implementation of the technology into life began with a startup under the Skyway brand, in which few people believed at the time. Today, in 2022, Unitsky String Technologies Inc. is an international engineering company that designs, builds, and maintains innovative flyover transport solutions. The company is headquartered in Minsk, Belarus. The company has its own development centers, production facilities, as well as 2 testing sites in Marina Gorka, Belarus, and Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. More than 700 specialists of various profile, engineers, constructors, planners, designers, technologists, logisticians, builders, economists, and others work here. They are professionals with excellent education and experience of serious projects. Let us now go back to the recent past in order to understand how the company worked under the conditions of the pandemic and see how it works now under the conditions of sanctions for the Republic of Belarus. Let's agree that 2021 wasn't a happy year for the world and many medium-sized businesses closed down, including a number of those that were suppliers to Unitsky String Technologies Inc. It should be noted that the company is tied to suppliers in dozens of countries. They supply high-strength wire, high-strength steel, various polymer materials, equipment, and other component parts. That is why we had to look for new companies and new suppliers. Some deliveries were delayed for a year and even a year and a half. In the prevailing circumstances, the company's management has carried out an optimization to keep the team and retain its most valuable staff. Unitsky String Technologies Inc. did not only make money from the string technology before, it has also continued to do so under the conditions of the pandemic. The manufacturing company has a strong production facility, so Unitsky String Technologies Inc. acts as a contractor for external companies from various countries. This helps to finance the technology, support the team, pay salaries, and so on. As an example of the products that Unitsky String Technologies Inc. manufactures on the site, we can say about an order for an electric car that was designed by a large Russian car manufacturer, but they could not produce it. That quite an expensive order was placed with Unitsky String Technologies Inc. The customers were amazed at the high quality of workmanship. This electric car was presented to Russian President Vladimir Putin. The company also has a fairly large design department, and its specialists design buildings and structures at customers' orders. Thanks to outside orders, the financing of the team at the String Technologies Inc. does not depend on investments. The team earns its own money. According to Anatoly Eduardovich Unitsky, orders are numerous, worth millions of dollars. We have survived in this madness. And what's more, we are developing, improving, and growing, said Unitsky. All this is being done in order to achieve the main objective, to bring the technology to the global transport market. For 6 years in a row already, the company developer annually publishes the results of its own economic activity on its official resources. Last year was no exception, as can be seen in the publicly available documentation. According to the auditor's opinion, the attached financial statements of String Technologies Inc. fairly present in all material respects the financial position of the company, as well as the financial results of its operations, and changes in its financial position for the year, in accordance with the legislation of the Republic of Belarus. An important development was the news from the Belarusian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, BCCI, that Unitsky String Technologies Inc. has been included in the Register of Business Entities. Membership in the Belarusian Chamber of Commerce and Industry is evidence of the company's reliability and stability, which is a strong recommendation in business circles in Belarus and around the world, thus increasing the company's opportunities. Unitsky String Technologies Inc. also announced the completion of its rebranding, launched in 2020, the main reasons for which were a new stage in the development of the string technologies and the company's entry into the world market, as well as a return to its terminological and technological origins. The new company brand in English is Unitsky String Technologies Inc. Skyway Technologies Co. until 2020. It combines both the original name of the technology and the last name of its author. Incidentally, it was all stipulated in the charter of Skyway Technologies Co. when the company was founded back in 2015. Modern trade relations involve the obligatory promotion of goods and innovative technologies. For this purpose, several dozen, sometimes hundreds of trade exhibitions are held each year in every country. It has become an integral part of doing business in today's environment. At the end of 2021, the string transport was presented at Expo 2020 in Dubai, followed by a number of high-level government and business representatives from different countries visiting the Skyway Innovation Center in Sharjah. These include delegations from the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, the Dominican Republic and the Republic of Haiti, Nigeria, El Salvador, Colombia, the Czech Republic, Vietnam, Russia, Brazil, Switzerland, Rwanda, and other countries. It is possible that during some of these visits, commercial projects have been agreed upon which the public will find out about later. New Delhi hosted the major international technology exhibition Smart Cities India Expo 2022. Unitsky String Technologies Inc. participated in this large-scale event, presenting an unmanned and environmentally friendly string transport that is most relevant to today's requirements. Companies from India, China, Singapore, USA, Brazil, France, Sweden, Germany, and many other countries also exhibited at the exhibition. Major trade exhibitions attract almost all major customers and manufacturers, and this offers great opportunities for exhibitors. Another important event took place in Mariina Gorka, where the 4th International Scientific and Technical Conference Rocket-Free Industrialization of the Near-Earth Space Problems, Ideas, Projects was held, which gathers scientists and researchers from engineering, environmental, biological, social, economic, and political fields, whose developments contribute to the active development of outer space. The event was organized by companies Astro Engineering Technologies and Unitsky String Technologies Inc. The scientific partner was the Belarusian State University of Transport. The conference was attended by delegates from Belarus, Ukraine, Russia, Great Britain, Germany, Canada, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and other countries. At this conference, there took place a premiere of the film Video Message of Anatoly Unitsky to the leaders and peoples of independent nations. Scientists are sounding the alarm. In the near future, the limits of population growth and biosphere carrying capacity will be reached on the planet Earth. As an alternative to the coming collapse of human civilization, some suggest exploring Mars, while others suggest reducing the world population to a golden billion. However, Belarusian engineer and inventor Anatoly Unitsky proposes an alternative solution: to carry out rocket-free industrialization of near space by the middle of the 21st century and to move there all ecologically dangerous parts of the Earth's industry. The film is stunning and leaves a lasting impression on all who watch it. The company developer of the string technologies is keeping investors informed about the active development of the Middle East branch, which is at the forefront of commercialization of the project. Last autumn, the developer of the String Technologies was able to rejoice everyone with the long-awaited news. The reputable international certification body TÜV-SW Standardization Certification issued a certificate of conformity, confirming the safety of innovative infrastructure solutions for the string transport. As part of the certification of the first test track, this organization recently completed a comprehensive safety certification of all components of the string transport and infrastructure. Not just the rolling stock, but also all structural elements, such as the track structure, stations, and supports. In doing so, the two anchor supports simultaneously comprise a service station and a passenger station. The fact that the technology certified as a complex has been cited by Unitsky as one of the major achievements of 2021. More recently, the construction work on the freight and passenger station and the freight and passenger terminal has been completed, which means that the longest and most time-consuming construction phase of the fourth test track at the String Transport Testing and Certification Center in Sharjah has been completed. Construction work continued for several months, during which time over 2,000 cubic meters of heavy concrete were poured into both stations, and over 300 tons of high-strength steel reinforcement were installed. The freight and passenger station and the freight and passenger terminal are structurally important elements of the string transport and infrastructure complex, combined with the 2.4 kilometers anchor supports of the freight and passenger track for the suspended rolling stock. They are designed and built to support passenger and freight transport. Unitsky String Technologies Inc. offers the transport market an already tested complete product ready for daily operation in tropical conditions, comprising of a string rail flyover, passenger stations, dispatch room, power supply, communication and automated control systems, passenger and freight trains in tropical design. Blockchain technology is being actively implemented to link control, ticketing, traffic, monitoring and safety systems of the string transport. In his New Year's interview, Anatoly Unitsky said that 4 contracts had been signed. There is a confidentiality agreement with the customers that they would like to announce these projects themselves, so no specific countries have been announced yet. All we know is that they will be placed in Asia, Arab countries, and the Eurasian continent. The projects are there and are already being paid for. Work is now going on business plans and pre-project studies. The contracts will be announced when the company reaches the design stage. The developer of the String Technologies is constantly working to improve its transport and infrastructure complexes. Tests are carried out regularly. The company's experts are working on improvements and are now working on the 5th generation to enter the market with it. Better, faster, higher quality, cheaper is the developer's main goal. The Unitsky String Technologies group of companies include a number of companies, 3 of which are located in the United Arab Emirates. One of them is a marketing company, or to put it simply, a sales office. This company is new, although it has been in the management's plans for a long time. In the United Arab Emirates, the tax policy is very different. There, the value-added tax is only 5%. There is no payroll tax, no profit tax. If you take all orders for the company Unitsky String Technologies Inc., you have to pay high taxes on profits. In light of recent events, there have been problems with depositing money. To withdraw money and pay investors abroad is almost impossible here. The sales office in the Emirates faces no such problems, and from the point of view of investment attractiveness, it is very advantageous. The company's management is not just thinking about today, but calculating all options, preparing a solid foundation for business and investors for years to come. The development of the string transport company developer continues as planned. That was announced by Nadezhda Kosareva, CEO of Unitsky String Technologies Inc. Here is her quote: "The project continues to develop. We have already purchased the necessary materials, which are enough to complete all the planned works in Belarus for this year. Any possible supply disruptions will not be a problem for us. In its turn, there are no supply problems in the United Arab Emirates either. All the agreements with our partners remain in force." As we can see, the project is continuing to develop despite everything. This is due to well-thought-out management, coordinated teamwork, and the support of investors. There are companies that have psychology of success and, regardless of the circumstances, pursue their goal and achieve it, no matter what. This is because they are run by people who have the psychology of success. They are confident and see themselves as winners, no matter how their lives turn out. Such a company is certainly the international engineering company Unitsky String Technologies Inc., headed by Anatoly Eduardovich Unitsky, who, regardless of any circumstances, goes forward with its main mission: build Skyway and save the planet.